Hi, my name's Sam Sattler, and this is my wife Cecilia, and you're visiting Redgate, our woodland retreat in the Washington County countryside. We've been here for about 23 years. We lived in suburbia in the San Francisco Bay Area for 20 years, and we decided that we'd like to try country living. And so we investigated that and lucked out and found this place and fell in love with it instantly, wouldn't you say?
I would say we fell in love instantly, had no idea that it was a tree farm or had the potential to be a tree farm, nor what that even meant.
The property itself is about 19 acres. It's on a south-facing slope with a high elevation of about 550 feet and the lower elevation about 300. So it's a mixed species, mixed age forest. We believe it was cut over in the 1930s. It was never formally reforested. So what we see is what naturally has grown here. We have lots of western red cedar, which seem to like that. We have madrone, which grow like weeds here in the woods, dogwood, willow. We have created a nursery. There's an area on the east side where the ground is so covered with red cedar starts that I'm now taking some of those and putting them into gallon pots and raising those, and we're going to try transplanting those in the area that the nursery trees seem to have a hard time. This is what we call our history tree, and you can see the various density of the rings. The first, it dates back to about 1905, and for the first 30, 40 years, the rings are extremely close together. Then about 1960, the rings start to expand dramatically. Of course, that relates to the Columbus Day storm and the wet cycle that we went through in those years. And then it was growing very nicely, and then towards the outside, you can see the rings getting close together, and that's when the root rot began to rot the base of the tree. I signed up for the Master Woodland Manager program in 2003 and went through that training, which really opened my eyes in terms of what I had not been doing in terms of taking care of the woods and the property. We modified the plan a little bit and said that what we really need to do is to expand our woodland retreat. So that's what we've been doing, out in the woods making paths and watching the health of trees. The National Resource Conservation Service made a presentation along with the Farm Services Agency, and they said that there were funds available to help you improve your property. Lo and behold, I received a grant to improve the property. As a result of that, the east side, you couldn't tell that we had taken any trees out. I mean, the trees are now on 10 to 20 foot centers, and we took 24 truckloads to the mill, and another 8 truckloads went to the chip mill in North Plains, and we got a nice check as a result of the whole thing. This is one of the pollinator plants that we put in with money from the grant that we have. We planted 10 each of 8 species along the top property line. It goes from tall Oregon grape to ocean spray to serviceberry to buckbrush. We have a lot of birds. They're quiet today. We sit in our kitchen window and watch the blue jays and the chickadees. And we enjoy it because our children come and visit us quite often. We have a son who lives in Warrington, about 70 miles away, and a daughter who lives in Selwood. The kids like to come out and play in the woods, and we have some annual rituals that we do, like February's tree planting time.
And they've always been involved when we planted new trees, from, just little parts of it to gradually taking on more responsibility and more interest.